Meet Lily. Lily was a curious young woman from a small town in South Korea. One day, she decided she wanted to explore the world and make friends from different countries. But there was one challenge. She didn't know English well. Determined, Lily made a plan. She decided to immerse herself completely in the language, like diving into the ocean to learn swimming. Step 1. The daily morning routine. Every morning, Lily woke up early and watched short YouTube videos in English, starting with simple ones about cooking and travel. She repeated sentences out loud, imitating the way the speakers talked. She didn't worry about making mistakes. She focused on enjoying the process. Then, she listened to a cheerful podcast during her morning run, smiling every time she understood a new phrase. Her favorite was a storytelling podcast that used clear, slow English. Step 2. Make learning fun. After breakfast, Lily played a language app for 15 minutes. Felt more like a game than studying. Each time she earned points or completed a level, she celebrated by treating herself to a piece of chocolate. She also started watching her favorite movies and TV shows with English subtitles. At first, she understood only a little, but soon she began recognizing common expressions like, "What's up?" and "How's it going?" Step 3. Speak with real people. Lily joined an online language exchange group. She was nervous at first, but she met a kind girl named Emily from Canada. They spoke twice a week. Lily helped Emily with Korean, and Emily helped Lily with English. Sometimes Lily stumbled over her words, but Emily would laugh kindly and say, "That's how you learn. You're doing great." Step 4. Write every day. Lily started keeping a journal in English. Every night, she wrote 3 sentences about her day, even if it was as simple as, "I ate kimchi today. It was delicious. I feel happy." Over time, her sentences became longer and more complex. The transformation. In just 3 months, Lily's English improved so much that she could confidently join a group of international travelers who visited her town. She shared stories about her culture and even cracked jokes in English. Her secret? Consistency, curiosity, and courage to make mistakes. And Lily learned one more thing. Learning a language isn't just about grammar or vocabulary. It's about connecting with people, sharing experiences, and opening doors to a bigger world. Step 5. Immersion everywhere. Lily realized that to learn faster, she needed to surround herself with English. She changed the language on her phone, computer, and even social media to English. At first, it felt strange, but soon she got used to seeing words like settings, notifications, and search. She labeled items around her house with sticky notes in English. Her mirror said mirror, her fridge said refrigerator, and her bed said bed. Every time she walked by, she said the words out loud. When shopping online, Lily read reviews in English to practice her reading. When she cooked, she looked up recipes in English, learning words like whisk, bake, and delicious. Step 6. Think in English. One day, Emily gave Lily a powerful tip. Try thinking in English during your day. For example, when you see a tree, instead of saying, say tree in your head. First, it was tricky, but Lily kept practicing. When she saw a cat, she thought, a cat is sitting on the wall. When she was hungry, she thought, I want some food now. Slowly, English became part of her inner voice. Step 7. Read what you love. Lily loved reading stories as a child, so she decided to find easy English books to enjoy. She started with children's books, like The Very Hungry Caterpillar. As her confidence grew, she moved on to short novels like Charlotte's Web. Every time she saw a new word, she guessed its meaning from the story, and if she wasn't sure, she looked it up. She kept a small notebook where she wrote down new words, along with funny drawings to help her remember. Step 8. Join local activities. Lily heard about an English-speaking club in her city. Nervously, she joined a meetup where people shared their hobbies in English. She talked about her love for art and learned words like paintbrush, gallery, and masterpiece. Her new friends encouraged her, saying, "You're so brave for speaking with us." Their support gave her the confidence to keep improving. Step 9. Challenge yourself. After 6 months, Lily felt ready for a challenge. She decided to watch a popular English movie without subtitles. She chose The Lion King because she loved the story and already knew parts of it. At first, she missed some words, but the visuals and familiar storyline helped her understand. By the third time she watched it, she could even sing along to Hakuna Matata without pausing. Step 10. Travel and test your skills. Lily's dream of traveling finally came true. She visited New Zealand, where she used English every day to order food, ask for directions, and make new friends. One evening, while sitting by a beautiful lake, she reflected on her journey. She realized she wasn't afraid to speak English anymore. It wasn't perfect, but it was enough to connect with people and understand the world. The moral of the story: Lily learned that mastering English or any language isn't about being flawless. It's about enjoying the process, being consistent, and opening yourself to new experiences. Her advice to others: start small, stay curious, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every word you learn is a step closer to your dream. Step 11. Surround yourself with English friends. In New Zealand, Lily made friends with locals and other travelers who spoke English. At first, she felt shy, but her friends encouraged her, saying, "Don't worry about mistakes. We all understand you." They played word games like 20 questions and Pictionary, which helped her learn while laughing. One day, during a group hike, someone asked her opinion about the scenery. She confidently replied, "It's breathtaking." Her friends cheered, impressed with her growing vocabulary. From these friendships, Lily learned not just words but also slang, humor, and expressions like, "It's a piece of cake." Step 12. English through music. Lily had always loved music, so she began learning English through her favorite songs. She downloaded lyrics to pop hits, sang along, and practiced pronunciation. She especially loved Imagine by John Lennon and Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. At first, she stumbled over fast lyrics, but as she sang repeatedly, her fluency improved. She also discovered that lyrics taught her poetic phrases and casual expressions. When she learned the meaning of "You light up my world," she wrote it down, smiling, and imagined using it in a conversation. Step 13. Create personal projects. To make learning more meaningful, Lily created her own English projects. She started a YouTube channel where she shared her daily life in simple English. Her videos weren't perfect, but viewers from around the world left kind comments, saying, "Your English is amazing." She began writing short stories, mixing her imagination with new words she'd learned. One story, about a magical forest, even won a small online writing competition. These projects made her feel proud and gave her a reason to practice every day. Step 14. Learn from mistakes. One day, Lily was ordering food at a cafe. She wanted to ask for a glass of water, but accidentally said, "A glass of water." The barista laughed kindly and corrected her. Instead of feeling embarrassed, Lily laughed along and said, "Thank you for teaching me." From that day on, she wrote funny mistakes in her notebook and called it her learning blooper book. Reviewing it reminded her how far she had come. Step 15. Celebrate your progress. Lily didn't wait until she was fluent to celebrate. She rewarded herself for small victories. The first time she had a 10-minute conversation in English, she treated herself to ice cream. The day she read an entire English article without using a dictionary, she bought a cute English novel as a gift. By celebrating each milestone, Lily stayed motivated and excited to keep learning. Step 16. Explore cultures through English. As Lily's English improved, she realized the language wasn't just about words. It was a gateway to different cultures. She read about British tea traditions, American road trips, and Australian wildlife. She loved learning idioms and their cultural meanings, like raining cats and dogs or a blessing in disguise. One day, she even hosted a cultural night where she introduced her friends to Korean food and shared English stories she had learned. Step 17. Stay curious forever. Even as Lily became fluent, she kept learning. She challenged herself with advanced books like Harry Potter and joined a book club to discuss them. She also took online courses in topics she loved, like photography, all in English. Her favorite mantra became, "The more I learn, the more I grow." Lily's reflection. Looking back, Lily was amazed at how much she had accomplished. She had gone from feeling nervous about saying hello to confidently giving presentations in English. One day, she wrote a letter to her past self. "Dear Lily, don't be scared to start. You'll laugh, learn, and discover so much about yourself. Remember, small steps will take you further than you can imagine." Her journey didn't end there. Lily realized that learning a language is a lifelong adventure. She continued exploring, growing, and using English to connect with the world. Step 18. Storytelling in English. Lily realized that storytelling was a fun and powerful way to practice English. She started by sharing simple stories from her childhood with Emily during their language exchanges. One day, Emily suggested, "Why don't you join a storytelling contest in English? It'll challenge you and be fun." Nervous but excited, Lily decided to give it a try. She practiced telling a story about her first pet, a mischievous puppy. At the contest, she made a few mistakes but used gestures, expressions, and simple words to make her story engaging. The audience clapped warmly, and Lily felt proud of her courage. Step 19. Dive into idioms and phrases. Lily wanted her English to sound natural, so she started learning idioms and phrases. She found that they made her conversations more interesting and colorful. For example, when someone asked her how she was, instead of saying, "I'm good," she said, "I'm on cloud 9," when she felt happy. When she was busy, she said, "I'm swamped." She practiced these expressions with her friends and even made flashcards to test herself. Soon, idioms became her favorite part of learning. Step 20. Watch the news and debate. To challenge herself, Lily started watching English news channels like BBC and CNN. At first, the fast pace was overwhelming, but she focused on understanding the main points. She joined an online discussion group where people debated current events in English. Lily was nervous at first, but she found that expressing her opinions helped her grow. One day, she surprised herself by confidently saying, "In my opinion, climate change is the most pressing issue we face." The group applauded her for speaking up, and Lily felt more confident with every discussion. Step 21. Volunteer and teach. Lily decided to give back by volunteering as an English tutor for beginners in her town. Teaching others helped her reinforce her own knowledge. She created fun lessons using songs, games, and stories. Her students loved her creative approach, and Lily discovered a new passion for teaching. Through volunteering, she learned that helping others could also be a powerful way to improve her own skills. Step 22. Travel the world of English accents. One day, Lily realized that English sounded different in every country. She decided to explore these accents to better understand native speakers. She listened to Australian podcasts and learned phrases like, "No worries." She watched British TV shows like Sherlock and practiced speaking with a posh accent. She chatted with American friends online and got used to their casual style, full of phrases like, "What's up?" Learning accents and regional expressions made English even more fascinating for her. Step 23. Attend an English-only retreat. To fully immerse herself, Lily joined a weekend retreat where participants could only speak English. At first, it felt daunting, but she soon found herself laughing, making friends, and even leading group activities. By the end of the retreat, Lily felt like English wasn't just a language. It was becoming a part of her identity. Step 24. Write a blog. Inspired by her journey, Lily started a blog called Lily Learns Life. She wrote about her English learning experiences, her travels, and her favorite tips for other learners. Her blog gained readers from around the world, and people often left comments saying, "You inspire me to learn English." Writing regularly helped her improve her grammar and develop a personal voice in English. Step 25. Celebrate milestones with friends. When Lily reached her 1-year anniversary of learning English, she threw a small party with her friends. She gave a speech entirely in English, thanking everyone who had supported her. Her friends were amazed by how far she had come. They toasted her with these words, "To Lily, who proves that with determination, anything is possible." The final chapter, a lifelong journey. Even after mastering conversational English, Lily knew there was always more to learn. She set new goals, reading classic literature like Pride and Prejudice, writing an English novel inspired by her life, traveling to even more English-speaking countries to explore their cultures. Lily's story wasn't just about learning a language. It was about becoming a global citizen, making connections, and discovering her own potential. A note from Lily to you: if I can do it, so can you. Learning English or any language is like planting a tree. It takes time, patience, and love. But one day, you'll look up and see the branches full of blossoms, and you'll know it was worth every step. Step 26. Build a word garden. Lily wanted to expand her vocabulary in a fun, creative way. She started a project called her word garden. Here's how it worked. Each day, she picked 3 new words she encountered in conversations, books, or videos. She wrote each word on a colorful paper flower and added its meaning, an example sentence, and a drawing to help her remember. She planted these flowers on her bedroom wall, watching her garden grow. Soon, her wall was filled with vibrant flowers, and her vocabulary blossomed like never before. Step 27. Shadowing experts. To sound more like a native speaker, Lily practiced shadowing. She chose TED Talks and interviews by famous speakers like Michelle Obama or Steve Jobs. Here's how she did it. 1. She listened to a sentence or two. 2. She paused the video and repeated the words, mimicking the speaker's tone, rhythm, and emotion. 3. She recorded herself to compare her speech with the original. Shadowing helped her improve her pronunciation, fluency, and confidence. Step 28. Live and learn with challenges. Lily decided to make learning exciting by taking on 30-day English challenges. Week 1. Speak only in English with her friends. Week 2. Write a daily diary entry using at least 5 new words. Week 3. Post a video on social media speaking about a topic she loved, like art or travel. Week 4. Read and summarize 1 news article each day. Each challenge pushed her limits, and by the end of the month, she felt like a different person. More fluent, expressive, and confident. Step 29. Learn through comedy. One evening, Lily stumbled upon English stand-up comedy on YouTube. It was fast-paced, full of slang, and hilarious. At first, she didn't catch every joke, but she paused and looked up the unfamiliar phrases. She laughed at lines like, "Why did the tomato turn red?" Because it saw the salad dressing. Comedy taught her how to play with language and understand humor, a key part of mastering English. Step 30. Role-playing adventures. Lily joined an online group that played role-playing games, RPGs, in English. These games required her to create a character and speak as that character during adventures. For example, she played a brave knight and practiced phrases like, "Fear not, my friend. I'll save you. What's our next quest?" The role-playing was immersive, exciting, and improved her storytelling and conversational skills. Step 31. Attend international events. One summer, Lily attended a global language festival where people from all over the world gathered to celebrate languages and cultures. She participated in an English storytelling workshop, learned traditional dances while speaking English, and even made a speech about her English learning journey. The festival was a turning point. It showed her how far she had come and how English had connected her with people from so many cultures. Step 32. Dive into advanced projects. Feeling ambitious, Lily decided to write an essay in English about a topic close to her heart: how learning a language changes your perspective on the world. She researched articles, watched documentaries, and organized her thoughts in English. Writing the essay was challenging, but it taught her how to express complex ideas clearly. She later submitted it to an international writing contest and won second place. Step 33. Explore poetry and prose. Lily's love for creativity led her to explore English poetry. She started with simple poems by Shel Silverstein, then moved on to more complex ones like Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken. She even wrote her own poems in English. One of her favorites was, "Words are windows to the soul. Through them we connect and grow." Step 34. Make it a lifestyle. By now, English was no longer a subject for Lily. It was a part of her daily life. She thought in English without effort. She dreamed of conversations in English. She felt proud ordering coffee at cafes or helping lost tourists in her town. She realized that the journey didn't have to end. There was always more to learn, more people to meet, and more adventures waiting. Lily's advice for you: learning a language is like climbing a mountain. Each step takes effort, but every time you pause and look back, you'll see how far you've come. Keep climbing. It's worth the view. Step 35. Join a drama club. Lily loved watching movies, so she decided to join a local drama club where members performed plays in English. The first play she participated in was Romeo and Juliet. She practiced her lines every day, learning phrases like, "Parting is such sweet sorrow. What light through yonder window breaks." Acting helped her improve her pronunciation, confidence, and even her body language. By the end of the play, she not only impressed the audience but also herself. Step 36. Keep a vocabulary scrapbook. Instead of just writing down new words, Lily started a vocabulary scrapbook. She made it colorful and creative. She cut out pictures from magazines and matched them with words like adventure, friendship, and freedom. She added quotes from books and movies that inspired her. For each word, she wrote a sentence to use it in context. Like, "The breathtaking view made me feel alive." The scrapbook became her personal treasure and a visual reminder of her progress. Step 37. Host a language cafe. To meet more people and practice English, Lily hosted a language cafe at her favorite coffee shop. She invited people who were learning English and native speakers interested in Korean culture. They had conversations about travel, books, and hobbies while enjoying coffee and snacks. Sometimes they played games like word chain. Create a chain of words where the next word starts with the last letter of the previous word, e.g., apple, elephant. 2 truths and a lie. Share 3 statements, 2 true and 1 false, and guess the lie. The language cafe became a popular event, and Lily gained confidence as a host and communicator. Step 38. Learn through cooking. Lily discovered that cooking recipes in English was a fun way to learn practical vocabulary. She explored dishes from different cultures, like American pancakes, British scones, and Australian meat pies. Each time she cooked, she learned words like whisk the eggs, preheat the oven, garnish with parsley. She even created her own recipe book in English, complete with photos and step-by-step instructions. Step 39. Explore podcasts and audiobooks. To make use of her commute time, Lily started listening to English podcasts and audiobooks. Her favorites included podcasts, stories about history, science, and travel. She especially loved The Moth, where people shared real-life stories. Audiobooks. She began with light novels like The Little Prince and moved on to classics like To Kill a Mockingbird. Listening helped her improve her comprehension and pick up natural expressions. Step 40. Play video games in English. Lily wasn't much of a gamer, but she decided to try role-playing games, RPGs, with rich storylines and dialogue in English. She played games like The Legend of Zelda and The Sims, where she could interact with characters, solve puzzles, and make choices. Through gaming, she learned casual phrases, practiced problem-solving in English, and had fun at the same time. Step 41. Make friends across the world. Lily joined online forums and social media groups to connect with people who shared her interests, like photography and travel. She had fun chatting with new friends from different countries. One of her favorite memories was planning a virtual book club with friends from the UK, India, and South Africa. They all read the same book and discussed it on video calls. Step 42. Learn with humor. Lily loved memes and cartoons, so she started following English language meme pages and comic strips online. She learned casual expressions and slang while laughing at jokes like, "I'm on a seafood diet. I see food, and I eat it. Why did the scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field." Humor made learning lighthearted and enjoyable. Step 43. Take an English dream trip. Finally, Lily planned her dream trip to London, a city she had always wanted to visit. She used English everywhere, ordering tea at a cafe, asking for directions to Buckingham Palace, and chatting with locals at markets. She even attended a Shakespearean play at the Globe Theatre, marveling at the language she had once found so challenging. By the end of the trip, she felt like a citizen of the world, using English as her passport to new adventures. Step 44. Mentor others. After years of learning, Lily became a mentor for other English learners. She shared her tips, resources, and stories to inspire others. Her proudest moment came when one of her mentees told her, "Because of you, I'm not afraid to speak English anymore." Lily realized that learning a language isn't just about personal growth. It's about helping others grow too. Lily's final reflection. Lily's journey showed her that learning English wasn't just about mastering grammar or vocabulary. It was about connecting with the world, embracing new challenges, and discovering her own courage and creativity. She often said, "English didn't just help me speak. It helped me live a bigger, brighter life." Step 45. Learn through art and creativity. Lily discovered that art could be a powerful way to learn English. She joined an art workshop where participants described their paintings in English. One day, Lily painted a sunrise over a mountain and described it as, "This painting represents hope and new beginnings, like learning a language." She also learned art-related vocabulary like canvas, palette, brushstroke, and abstract. Creating and discussing art deepened her emotional connection to English. Step 46. Write letters to your future self. Lily decided to write letters to her future self in English. In each letter, she shared her dreams, progress, and reflections. Her first letter read, "Dear future me, today I struggled with the word perseverance, but I know someday I'll use it naturally. Keep going. You're doing great." Years later, when she reread her letters, she smiled at how far she had come. Step 47. Discover science and technology. Lily wasn't a scientist, but she loved learning about how the world worked. She started watching documentaries like Cosmos and reading simple science articles. She learned words like, "Gravity keeps us grounded. Photosynthesis helps plants grow. Technology evolves rapidly in the digital age." These new topics not only expanded her vocabulary but also made her conversations more engaging and insightful. Step 48. Learn through dance and music. Lily joined a dance class that taught Latin and ballroom dancing. The instructor gave instructions in English. Step to the rhythm. Turn to your partner. As she danced, Lily realized how movement helped her remember words and phrases. She even practiced singing along to upbeat songs like Despacito and Uptown Funk, blending rhythm with language learning. Step 49. Host a movie night. To practice English with friends, Lily organized weekly movie nights. They watched classics like The Lion King and Forrest Gump with subtitles. After each movie, they discussed their favorite scenes, characters, and quotes. One of Lily's favorites was, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get." These discussions sharpened her speaking and comprehension skills while creating fun memories. Step 50. Explore philosophy and deep conversations. As Lily's confidence grew, she began exploring philosophical ideas in English. She joined an online forum where people discussed big questions like, what is the meaning of happiness? How do we define success? Through these discussions, she learned to express complex thoughts using phrases like, "In my perspective, this is a matter of subjective interpretation." Philosophy challenged her to think deeply while expanding her vocabulary. Step 51. Build an English Garden podcast. Inspired by her love of words and storytelling, Lily started her own podcast, The English Garden. In each episode, she shared language tips, personal stories, and interviews with friends about their learning journeys. Her podcast grew popular among learners around the world. People wrote to her, saying, "Your stories motivate me to keep going." Step 52. Visit a book fair. Lily attended an international book fair where she met authors, publishers, and readers from all over the world. She explored booths filled with English books and discovered new genres, from fantasy to biographies. She even got her favorite author's autograph and had a short conversation. "Lily, your book inspired me so much." "Thank you, author. I'm glad to hear that. Keep reading and writing." This experience reignited her passion for learning through literature. Step 53. Write a play in English. Feeling adventurous, Lily decided to write a short play for her drama club. She crafted a humorous story about a group of travelers lost in a magical forest, using dialogues filled with idioms and jokes. Her favorite lines included, "Looks like we're not out of the woods yet. Keep your eyes peeled for clues." Performing the play was a hit, and Lily realized how much her storytelling skills had improved. Step 54. Explore personal journaling. Lily started a reflective journal where she wrote about her daily thoughts and experiences in English. It became her safe space to express herself and track her progress. One entry read, "Today, I helped a tourist find their way. I used phrases like, 'Turn left at the traffic light.' It felt amazing to help someone using English." Her journal became a record of her growth and a source of pride. Step 55. Celebrate small wins. Lily learned to appreciate every small victory, whether it was understanding a joke, finishing a book, or using a difficult word correctly. She treated herself to simple rewards: a cupcake for completing a challenging article, a relaxing day at the park after finishing her essay, a new notebook to celebrate her first podcast episode. By celebrating these moments, Lily stayed motivated and joyful. Lily's ultimate realization. One day, while standing in a bustling market in New York City, Lily paused to reflect. She had just bargained for a souvenir, chatted with a shopkeeper, and laughed with strangers, all in English. It hit her. English was no longer just a skill. It was a part of who she was. It opened doors, created friendships, and allowed her to share her story with the world. With a heart full of gratitude, she whispered to herself, "I didn't just learn a language. I found a new version of me." Step 56. Create a vision board in English. Lily decided to visualize her dreams by making a vision board entirely in English. She cut out pictures, quotes, and keywords that represented her goals, such as fluent speaker, travel the world, confident and fearless. Each morning, she looked at her vision board and practiced describing her goals aloud. It motivated her to stay consistent and dream big. Step 57. Learn through sports commentary. Lily loved sports, so she started watching live games with English commentary. Whether it was soccer, basketball, or tennis, she learned phrases like, "What a stunning goal! The crowd is on the edge of their seats. This is a nail-biting finish." She even practiced narrating games herself, pretending to be a commentator. This activity improved her fluency and taught her how to think quickly in English. Step 58. Visit a historical landmark. On a trip to Washington, D.C., Lily visited historical sites like the Lincoln Memorial and Smithsonian Museums. She joined guided tours conducted in English, listening to the rich history of the United States. She learned new words like monument, exhibit, and legacy, and practiced asking questions like, "What inspired the design of this memorial?" This immersive experience deepened her cultural understanding and gave her a sense of connection to the language. Step 59. Engage in friendly debates. Lily joined a debate club where participants discussed topics like, is technology making us more connected or isolated? Should schools focus more on creativity than exams? Through debates, she learned how to structure her arguments, use persuasive phrases like, "I strongly believe," and respond to opposing viewpoints respectfully. It sharpened her critical thinking and boosted her confidence in formal English. Step 60. Write and perform poetry slam. Encouraged by her love of poetry, Lily participated in a local poetry slam. She wrote and performed a piece about her language learning journey, titled The Sound of Words. Her lines included, "Each word a key, unlocking a door, a new world awaits. I'm ready to explore. The audience cheered, and Lily felt the power of expressing her emotions through English. Step 61. Learn English for career growth. To take her career to the next level, Lily enrolled in a business English course. She practiced writing professional emails, delivering presentations, and negotiating contracts. She mastered phrases like, "Let's schedule a meeting to discuss this further." "I'd like to propose a solution to this challenge." Her improved communication skills led to a promotion, proving that learning English could also be a key to success in the workplace. Step 62. Explore cultural festivals. Lily attended cultural festivals in English-speaking countries, such as St. Patrick's Day in Ireland and Thanksgiving in the US. She joined locals in their traditions, learning phrases like, "Pass the stuffing, please." "May the luck of the Irish be with you." These experiences helped her connect with people and appreciate the cultural richness of the language. Step 63. Dive into stand-up comedy. Lily decided to try stand-up comedy. Writing her own jokes in English was challenging, but it taught her about timing, wordplay, and delivery. Her first joke was, "Learning English is like dating. It's exciting, confusing, and sometimes you want to give up." Performing on stage was terrifying but rewarding. The laughter and applause boosted her confidence. Step 64. Collaborate on international projects. Through an online platform, Lily joined a team of people from different countries to work on a charity project. Their task was to organize a fundraising event for children's education. All communication was in English, and Lily took the lead in writing promotional materials, like flyers and social media posts. This collaboration taught her teamwork and professional communication in an international setting. Step 65. Learn to argue like a lawyer. Curious about legal English, Lily joined a mock trial event. She played the role of a lawyer, learning to use formal language like, "Your Honor, I'd like to present Exhibit A." The evidence clearly indicates. The experience was intense but thrilling, giving her a new appreciation for precise language. Step 66. Write a children's story. Lily decided to write a storybook for her niece, who was also learning English. She wrote a simple yet imaginative tale about a butterfly exploring the world, using repetitive and rhythmic language to make it engaging. The opening lines read, "Flutter, flutter, little wings, fly to mountains, streams, and springs." Her niece loved it, and the process of storytelling helped Lily refine her writing skills. Step 67. Take a solo adventure. Lily planned a solo backpacking trip across Canada. She stayed in hostels, joined walking tours, and shared meals with travelers from around the world, all while speaking English. Navigating new places alone taught her practical communication skills and boosted her independence. Step 68. Host a global trivia night. To mix fun and learning, Lily hosted a trivia night with questions about English-speaking countries. Categories included famous landmarks. What's the tallest building in New York City? Idioms. What does break the ice mean? Pop culture. Who played Iron Man in the Marvel movies? Her friends loved it, and Lily enjoyed being the quizmaster. Step 69. Learn English for everyday joy. Lily realized that even small moments could be learning opportunities. Reading cereal boxes at breakfast. Playing word games like Scrabble or crossword puzzles. Naming objects around her home in English. She found joy in integrating English into her everyday life. Step 70. Reflect on the journey. On a peaceful evening, Lily sat by a lake and wrote in her journal, "When I started this journey, English was a mountain I didn't know how to climb. But step by step, I've reached heights I never imagined. This isn't the end. It's a new beginning." She smiled, knowing that her story would continue, filled with more adventures, connections, and growth. Step 71. Build an English DIY workshop. Lily loved crafting and decided to turn it into a language learning opportunity. She started watching English tutorials for DIY projects like building shelves or knitting scarves. She learned vocabulary like measure twice, cut once, attach the hinges securely. When her friends admired her handmade crafts, She practiced explaining the process in English, combining her hobbies with learning. Step 72. Become a tour guide for a day. During a cultural exchange program, Lily volunteered to guide a group of tourists visiting her hometown. She prepared by researching historical landmarks and practicing phrases like, "This temple was built in the 16th century. On your right, you'll see the city's oldest marketplace." Explaining her culture in English was both challenging and rewarding, helping her practice storytelling while sharing her heritage. Step 73. Learn English through gardening. Lily took up gardening and joined a community group where members shared tips in English. She learned words like, sow the seeds evenly, prune the branches for better growth. Every time she nurtured a plant, she felt as if she was also nurturing her English skills, watching them bloom together. Step 74. Attend open mic nights. Lily started attending open mic nights, where people shared poetry, music, and stories. One evening, she stepped onto the stage and shared a short story about her language learning adventures. She began with, "I once thought learning English was impossible. But then I realized, impossible is just, I'm possible with a little practice." The applause she received encouraged her to keep pushing her boundaries. Step 75. Explore English through food tours. Traveling to new places, Lily signed up for food tours where guides explained the history of each dish in English. She tasted clam chowder in Boston, fish and chips in London, and pavlova in Sydney, learning phrases like, "This dish is seasoned with a hint of rosemary. The texture is creamy and rich." Food became her delicious gateway to language and culture. Lily's closing thought. Lily's journey was proof that learning a language is more than just grammar and vocabulary. It's about discovering new ways to see the world, build connections, and grow as a person. With every new word and every shared story, Lily realized she had found not just a language but a lifelong adventure. Thank you for watching Accent English Language.